Well, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and if you can see, we're working on a hot water heater. And this is what I've got to do this Sunday morning. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Then after this, I've got to go do another plumbing system. But what has happened is, if anyone knows hot water systems, or at least current hot water systems, I have had a failure. And my failure of my thing went right there. Now that's a $2.50 plug that I had to put there. Now I went ahead and replaced the 90 degree and also the 1.5 inch nipple there, just because it made my life easier. I didn't have to fight with it. The other one was rusted. This expansion tank, the thing that used to be there, of course will have to go back. Right now I'm letting all of this dry out. There's 220 going through there. If you're not comfortable with working with electricity, I've got the inspection plate off and everything out of it just to actually let it dry out. Now, this is an expansion tank. Now, as you can see, the original T is there, and then so is the nipple. Because it's just gonna be, it was too hard to get that off there, so I just replaced that. It cost me about $10 worth of material for everything. One thing about an expansion tank is a Schrader valve, which is basically the same thing you have on your tire of your car. And there's a little bit of maintenance that you have to do with these as far as making sure that there's pressure in this. Now, there's a diaphragm in here. There's air on the top, water on the bottom. And of course, mine actually rusted through, I guess, just due to age. Man, there was probably a failure point somewhere in the manufacturing of it. Who the hell knows, but that's what happened to mine. And of course it leaked. So I had to replace it all, letting everything dry out. Also the floor. Now, these are wood floors. They possibly have some signs of mold right there. Because I've been doing other things, and this, there, or the other. It leaked for a moment. Now, the one thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to dry these floors out. I'm doing it right now with a fan. I don't have a dehumidifier right now. My kids have them all. At least have a fan on it. Let it blow over it. Got it turned off right now. But I'm going to have this fan in here probably for a week and let these floors kind of just do their thing. You can look up the proper maintenance of these things as far as, now, if you don't have this, what will tend to happen is your overpressure valve, or whatever the hell they call this thing, it's your blow-off valve, basically, is what we would call it in other industries. You'll have it, you know, basically leak. Now, mine goes down through the floor and then outside. If it leaks a little bit right now, because I don't have that up there, you know, I'm going to check it regularly and just see how much, because I don't know that being up on top of this hill, I'm going to have an overpressure problem. Now down the hill, maybe I would have an overpressure problem, but I'm going to actually investigate it and see this, there, or the other. But it's Sunday, so I can't get another one. Not one that would be the size of this hot water heater. This is an extremely large hot water heater. It's 80 gallons. I can't just put one of these. These are sized for the hot water heater that they're going to go onto. All the ones I can find in my local stores are all for 50 gallons. Yeah, that failed. That took a minute for that to fail. But that's life. This guy's Knives and Watches, and just showing you what I'm doing this morning on this beautiful Sunday morning. Happy, happy, joy, joy. Now, I think I told you possibly as far as any mold on that wood, to spray it with just white vinegar. Because white vinegar will not only kill the mold, it'll also kill the roots of the mold, as opposed to Clorox or something like that. But just regular white vinegar is what we use for mold. We live in an area that has a lot of mold, so you kind of have to be an expert at it. And, you know, whatever, man. But, you know, just try doing this stuff. Be very careful. whenever you're working on this type of stuff, just turn it off. It's very easy to do. Go to your panel, which my panel's right here, because this is the utility room. Find out where your water heater is. Turn the thing off when you're working on it. I've kind of got it on right now and kind of doing this, there, or the other because I had water down in there. And of course, I use this Select Unitite, Unitite, whatever, I don't know how you do it, to actually seal the threads. Some people will use Teflon tape and also pipe dope. I just use one. And then be very careful of these. Of course, you've got your power going through here. Not right now because I just turned it off. And have fun. I mean, just learn. Anyway, this is Guns, Knives, and Watches, and this is the project for this morning. Now we need to go on to project number 2. Have a good one.